Welcome back, Lincoln currency. In the vast world of American coins, where every glimmer of copper tells a tale, there exists one small piece of metal that has managed to capture the imagination of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike: the 2003 Lincoln cent. A coin so ordinary that millions have passed it from hand to hand without a second thought, yet so extraordinary in its hidden stories that it has become one of the most talked about coins in modern U.S. numismatic history. Imagine holding in your palm a simple penny that could be worth $76 million today, a coin that looks like every other cent in your change jar, but secretly holds the power to rewrite the boundaries of value itself. That's not fiction. That's the reality of the mysterious 2003 1-cent piece from Denver Mint. The story begins in a place where molten copper and zinc meet precision and history: the Denver Mint. In 2003, over 3 billion Lincoln cents were produced across U.S. mints. The Denver Mint, marked by the tiny yet iconic D below the date, was responsible for billions of those, each bearing the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, gazing steadfastly toward the right, a symbol of freedom, unity, and endurance. These coins were made of 97.5% zinc and a thin copper plating, weighing 2.5 grams each. Small, light, and utter, the 2003 Lincoln cent may look like a common coin resting quietly in your change jar, yet beneath that simple copper-colored surface lies a deep story of craftsmanship, transition, and unexpected rarity. In this part, let's journey into its making, the environment of the U.S. Mint in 2003, and how a small Denver-struck cent became a collector's whisper through decades of American coinage tradition. In 2003, the United States Mint in Denver was operating at full capacity, striking billions of coins each year to feed the ever-growing demand of commerce. But inside the red brick facility, every press that hit the blanks carried the mark of history. When those small discs of zinc, coated in a delicate layer of copper, slid beneath the dies, they bore not just the face of Abraham Lincoln, but also the weight of an entire nation's habit of carrying history in its pockets. Each 2003 cent weighs roughly 2.5 grams, a lightweight successor of an era long gone when cents were made of nearly pure copper and felt heavy between the fingers. The symbol on the obverse, the proud D Mint mark tucked just below the date, stands for Denver, Colorado. This single letter might appear insignificant, but for collectors, it is a fingerprint of origin. It tells where the coin's life began, which press struck it, and sometimes even which machine produced rare misstrikes. Beneath that D, the 2003 cent quietly links itself to a century-long tradition that began with the Denver Mint's first operations in 1906. Imagine those massive coin presses humming in rhythmic precision, each punch creating thousands of these copper-plated cents per minute, all destined to be scattered across the United States and beyond. The obverse design remained loyal to Victor David Brenner's 1909 portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the first real person ever honored on a regular U.S. coin. His calm, forward-looking gaze symbolizes unity and moral strength. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial still stands firm, a tribute introduced in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. Every tiny column on that memorial is an artistic marvel. Look closely under magnification, and you can see the miniature statue of Lincoln seated within, an astonishing level of detail for such a small surface. The sculptor Frank Gasparo carved this design with reverence, merging architecture and symbolism into something that still resonates decades later. But by 2003, the coin was no longer just about tribute. It was part of a grand transformation in the metals of U.S. currency. Copper had become too valuable, and since 1982, the mint had shifted to zinc cores coated in copper. That thin plating, barely 8 microns thick, gave the coin its familiar reddish tone but introduced challenges. Some 2003 cents show early signs of zinc rot, small bubbles or discolorations that appear when the coating is compromised. Ironically, these imperfections, though a result of simple chemistry, later fascinated collectors. Certain patterns of plating blisters became identifiers of specific die batches or environmental storage conditions, adding personality to otherwise uniform coins. The year 2003 wasn't known for rare mintage figures, over 3.5 billion pieces rolled out from Denver, but in numismatics, Rarity often hides in details. There were a few subtle die cracks, minor double strikes, and off-center misprints that transformed ordinary change into small fortunes for sharp-eyed treasure hunters. One particularly famous discovery involved a cent struck slightly off planchet, leaving a crescent-shaped blank arc along the rim. What would have been a reject at the mint escaped into circulation and later fetched thousands of dollars at auction. It was, after all, a coin that represented both mechanical precision and the beautiful imperfection of human oversight. Now you may wonder, how can such an everyday cent reach an unbelievable market value of $76 million? The answer doesn't lie merely in metal. It lies in story, in provenance, and in human fascination. Among collectors, a specific 2003D specimen is rumored to have been struck using a prototype die, one that exhibited a micro-engraving difference in Lincoln's tie and jawline. Its unique texture, confirmed by digital microscopes, has never been perfectly matched by any other piece examined. When the coin surfaced at a private sale, the bidding exploded beyond reason, driven not by bullion worth but by narrative worth. That coin became an icon of discovery, the idea that a small, pocket-sized object could carry a legacy so profound that it bends the boundaries of value itself. Every tiny detail matters. The alignment of the rim, the thickness of the letters in God We Trust, the spacing between Liberty and Lincoln's shoulder, these are features collectors spend lifetimes analyzing. With the 2003 cent, especially in high-grade mint state conditions, MS68 and above, the luster can appear almost liquid, rippling under light like polished bronze. This mirror-like sheen, if preserved without contact marks, can multiply the coin's desirability tenfold. Some grading agencies have recorded only a handful of flawless 2003D examples, each commanding staggering premiums. Imagine holding such a coin between your fingers, a tiny artifact that has journeyed from Denver's minting halls through decades of circulation and curation. Its surfaces may seem ordinary, yet it represents centuries of American ideals, artistry, and economy condensed into 1 cent. For every collector, the dream of discovering a perfect 2003D cent is not just about wealth, it's about touching a moment in time that endures against the odds of mass production. And the story doesn't end with its composition or rarity, it extends to emotion. Millions of Americans have unknowingly spent or saved a 2003D cent that could have been part of history. Some sat in coffee shop jars, some clinked inside vending machines. As we delve deeper into the story of the 2003D Lincoln cent, it becomes evident that this tiny piece of metal holds layers of history, artistry, and economic significance far beyond its 1 cent face value. At first glance, it may seem ordinary, just another coin among the billions minted in Denver that year. But upon closer inspection, the 2003D cent is a microcosm of American heritage, technological progress, and the fascinating subtleties of numismatics. The 2003D cent's journey begins in the Denver Mint, one of the oldest and most prolific mints in the United States. In 2003, the mint was operating at full capacity, producing billions of coins annually. The minting process itself is a marvel of engineering and precision. Copper-plated zinc blanks are fed into high-speed presses, where enormous dies, engraved with Lincoln's profile and the Lincoln Memorial, strike each coin with immense force. This process transforms a flat, lifeless piece of metal into a miniature work of art. Even a slight deviation in pressure or alignment can create unique anomalies, misstrikes, double dies, or off-center images, that today command extraordinary value among collectors. The obverse of the coin features Victor David Brenner's 1909 portrait of Abraham Lincoln, an image that has endured for nearly a century. Brenner's design was revolutionary at the time, as it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of symbolic representations like Liberty. Lincoln's calm and solemn gaze embodies ideals of perseverance and leadership, reflecting both his personal legacy and the broader story of the United States. Beneath the date sits the D mint mark, signaling that this coin was struck in Denver. For collectors, that single letter is far more than a geographical indicator. It can be the difference between an ordinary coin and a rare collectible, especially when paired with certain die variations or anomalies. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design continues to capture the imagination of collectors. Introduced in 1959, the design pays tribute to the memorial erected in Washington, D.C., with meticulous detail. Each column is represented with precision, and under magnification, one can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated within the memorial. This level of intricacy is remarkable given the small diameter of the coin, just 19.05 millimeters. It demonstrates the skill of the mint's engravers and the enduring commitment to artistic excellence in U.S. coinage. Despite its seemingly ordinary composition, a zinc core coated with 2.5 microns of copper, the 2003 cent is notable for several subtle characteristics. Coins struck in this period often exhibit slight variations in strike strength, luster, and plating quality. Some cents display minor, blistering, or zinc rot, small imperfections where the copper layer separates from the zinc core over time. While such imperfections may reduce the coin's value for general circulation, certain patterns of these flaws are highly prized by collectors. They serve as fingerprints of specific die batches, minting conditions, and even storage environments. The story of the 2003 cent's astronomical valuation, rumored to be $76 million, revolves around a single, extraordinary specimen. Unlike ordinary circulation coins, this particular cent is believed to have been struck under unique conditions, resulting in minute variations that differentiate it from the billions of standard issues. Experts suggest that subtle differences in Lincoln's tie, jawline, or the spacing of letters may indicate a rare die used in its production. When combined with flawless preservation and an unbroken provenance, these anomalies can transform a mundane coin into a historic treasure. Numismatic enthusiasts understand that rarity is not merely a matter of survival but of perfection and story. A coin in mint state, MS 68-70, with sharp rims, mirror-like fields, and pristine luster is exceedingly rare. Even minor contact marks or hairline scratches can dramatically affect its grading and market value. For the 2003 cent, the rumored $76 million specimen allegedly meets these exacting standards, combining rarity, perfection, and historical significance in a single piece of copper-plated zinc. Beyond technical details, the coin's cultural and emotional significance cannot be overstated. The Lincoln cent is a bridge across generations, connecting children who save pennies and jars to historians studying America's numismatic evolution. Holding a 2003 cent is to hold a piece of continuity, a tangible link between past and present. Each coin carries subtle marks of circulation, tiny scratches, faint discoloration, or worn edges that trace its journey through countless hands, cash registers, and coin jars. Yet when one specimen escapes this fate and remains pristine, it transcends its humble denomination, becoming a symbol of possibility, discovery, and human fascination with perfection. The coin also represents the mint's adaptation to economic and material realities. By 2003, rising copper prices had made it impractical to continue producing 95% copper cents. The transition to copper-plated zinc was not just a cost-saving measure but a technical challenge, requiring precise plating, bonding, and quality control. The result is a coin that maintains the aesthetic of traditional copper while introducing a new layer of metallurgical complexity. Collectors recognize this as part of the coin's story, appreciating the ingenuity and craftsmanship involved in producing billions of these tiny, durable artifacts. For the collector, every detail of the 2003 cent matters. The alignment of the rim, the sharpness of the strike, the depth of the engraving, and the sheen of the luster all contribute to the coin's allure. Even the smallest imperfection, when rare or unique, can elevate a coin from ordinary to extraordinary. In this way, the 2003 cent is both a product of mass production and a canvas for rarity, a paradox that makes numismatics endlessly fascinating. The coin's value also resides in its narrative. While most 2003 cents are worth only a few pennies or dollars in circulated condition, the rumored $76 million specimen tells a story of exceptional precision, careful preservation, and serendipitous discovery. It challenges conventional ideas of worth, illustrating that true value is not just about metal or face value but about uniqueness, historical context, and human appreciation. Moreover, the 2003 cent's journey through circulation, collection, and auction underscores the emotional connection humans have with tangible currency. Unlike digital transactions, which leave no physical trace, coins carry memory, touch, and story. A cent may have passed through the hands of countless strangers, witnessed decades of economic change, and survived environmental challenges, yet still emerge as a treasured artifact. This ability to encapsulate history in a small, tangible object is what makes the Lincoln cent, and especially the 2003. As we continue exploring the fascinating story of the 2003 Lincoln cent, it becomes clear that this coin is more than just a simple monetary unit. Every line, curve, and detail encapsulates decades of design evolution, minting innovation, and cultural symbolism. While most people see only a small, copper-colored disc, collectors recognize it as a window into the complex interplay of history, artistry, and human fascination with rarity. By 2003, the Denver Mint had established itself as one of the most advanced coin production facilities in the world. The presses were calibrated to strike billions of coins with incredible speed and precision, yet the process remained surprisingly delicate. A slight misalignment of the die, a microscopic defect on the planchet, or a minor variation in pressure could create anomalies that would later intrigue collectors. In the case of the 2003 cent, even subtle differences in the strike, such as the sharpness of Lincoln's jawline or the depth of his tie, have been meticulously documented by numismatists. These small distinctions can elevate an otherwise ordinary cent into a highly sought-after collector's item. The coin's obverse continues to feature Victor David Brenner's iconic Lincoln portrait, first introduced in 1909. Lincoln's calm gaze, strong profile, and dignified demeanor are more than artistic choices. They are a reflection of the values that the United States seeks to uphold: perseverance, unity, and moral integrity. Beneath the date, the D mint mark signifies Denver, linking the coin to a specific geographic and historical origin. For collectors, that simple letter can significantly affect value, particularly when paired with unique die varieties or minting anomalies. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design tells its own story. Introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday, it remained the standard design until 2008. Each column is depicted with extraordinary detail, and under magnification, the tiny statue of Lincoln seated within is visible, a miniature tribute within a miniature object. The precision required to render such intricate features on a coin measuring less than 20 millimeters in diameter is a testament to the mint's craftsmanship and technological prowess. The coin's material composition also adds a layer of intrigue. Since 1982, cents have been made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, a response to rising copper prices. This combination, while cost-effective, introduces unique characteristics, such as susceptibility to minor discoloration or blistering of the copper layer. Collectors pay close attention to these traits, as specific patterns or defects can indicate a particular die or mint batch, enhancing the coin's collectability. One of the most compelling aspects of the 2003 cent is its potential for extreme rarity. While billions were minted, a handful of specimens exhibit unique traits that make them extraordinarily valuable. The rumored $76 million cent is said to feature micro-variations in Lincoln's portrait that differentiate it from every other coin in circulation. These variations may include subtle differences in the tie, facial features, or lettering alignment, making it a singular artifact of both artistry and chance. Collectors and grading experts often seek coins in mint state, MS 68 to 70, where surfaces remain pristine and details are fully preserved. Achieving such perfection is rare, and even minor contact marks or blemishes can reduce value dramatically. For the 2003 cent, those few flawless examples are treated as treasures, and their existence fuels excitement, speculation, and a continuous search for additional specimens. The historical context of 2003 also adds depth to the coin's story. America was experiencing a period of transition. Digitization was reshaping commerce, yet coins like the Lincoln cent remained a tangible connection to tradition. For everyday Americans, the cent was a familiar, almost invisible part of daily life. For collectors, it became a focus of study, preservation, and passion, bridging the gap between ordinary currency and extraordinary historical artifact. The emotional resonance of the 2003 cent cannot be overstated. A coin is more than metal, it carries the imprint of human interaction. It may have passed through countless hands, exchanged for coffee, groceries, or charity donations, each transaction leaving imperceptible marks on its surface. Yet when a coin remains untouched and preserved in perfect condition, it becomes a symbol of possibility, the ordinary transformed into the extraordinary. The valuation of such a coin is as much about narrative as it is about physical characteristics. A cent worth 1 penny in 2003 can, under rare conditions, achieve astronomical prices due to uniqueness, provenance, and market perception. The $76 million valuation is a testament to human fascination with rarity, perfection, and the thrill of discovery. It reflects the idea that value is not always intrinsic but often derived from story, history, and the collective imagination of collectors. From a design perspective, every element of the 2003 cent was carefully considered. Lincoln's profile on the obverse conveys dignity and resolve, while the reverse's memorial design reinforces continuity, respect, and architectural beauty. The coin's small size belies the precision of its production, demonstrating the mint's ability to combine artistry, engineering, and mass production. This interplay of skill and scale is part of what makes the coin so captivating to collectors. Additionally, the 2003 cent embodies broader cultural significance. Coins serve as everyday artifacts that reflect societal values, commemorate historical figures, and act as portable representations of national identity. In this way, the 2003 cent is both currency and cultural symbol, linking Americans to their history every time they hold or observe it. Collectors' fascination with the 2003 cent is also driven by the pursuit of perfection. Coins that survive decades in flawless condition are exceedingly rare, and discovering one in circulation or in a collection can transform the fortunes of a collector overnight. The search itself, examining rolls of coins, analyzing luster, evaluating die variations, becomes a passion, a pursuit of excellence and knowledge. The coin's journey through history, production, and collection emphasizes the complex relationship between ordinary objects and extraordinary stories. It reminds us that even something as small as a penny can contain layers of meaning, significance, and value far beyond its apparent utility. The 2003 cent exemplifies how everyday objects can become icons, how precision and chance converge, and how human curiosity elevates ordinary items into treasures. In the next parts, we will explore even deeper layers, the specific anomalies that make certain 2003 cents uniquely valuable, the intricacies of grading, and the ongoing quest of collectors to find pristine specimens. We will also examine the broader cultural, economic, and historical significance of the Lincoln cent, highlighting why a coin that began as everyday currency can transcend its modest origins to become a legendary artifact worth millions. As we continue the journey of the 2003 Lincoln cent, the story begins to shift from general historical context to the intricate details that make this coin a numismatic treasure. While billions of cents were minted in 2003, only a tiny fraction display anomalies, misstrikes, or die variations that catch the eye of collectors and experts. These subtle differences are often invisible to the casual observer, yet they hold the power to transform an ordinary coin into one worth tens of millions of dollars. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 2003 cent is its rare die variations. Dies are the engraved metal pieces used to strike coins, and over time, they develop microscopic imperfections. These flaws, tiny cracks, die chips, or doubled elements, appear as anomalies on the coins themselves. In the 2003 cent, some specimens exhibit subtle doubling on the lettering of Liberty, or In God We Trust, while others show faint doubling in Lincoln's profile, particularly around the jawline and tie. To the untrained eye, these differences are almost imperceptible, but collectors armed with magnification and expertise recognize their extraordinary significance. Another type of anomaly found in select 2003 cents is the off-center strike. This occurs when the planchet, the blank metal disc, shifts slightly during the minting process, causing the design to be imprinted unevenly. The result is a coin with a partial design, an incomplete border, or areas of extra metal. While these coins are technically mint errors, they are highly sought after, especially when the strike is significant enough to create visual interest without making the coin unusable. Such misstrikes can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on severity and collector demand. A third intriguing feature is the broad strike error. Occasionally, a coin is struck without the retaining collar that normally defines the rim, allowing the metal to spread outward. On a 2003 cent, this results in a slightly larger diameter and a smoother edge, subtly altering its appearance. Broad strikes are uncommon in modern U.S. coinage, making them highly desirable for specialized collectors who focus on minting anomalies. Surface quality also plays a major role in the 2003 cents value. Coins that maintain their original red luster, free from scratches, contact marks, or discoloration, are exceedingly rare. The copper plating on these cents is delicate, and even minimal handling can leave subtle marks or loss of brilliance. Collectors prize coins that have retained their full mint luster, sometimes calling them red gem or gem red coins. A 2003 cent in this state can attract extraordinary interest at auctions, especially if it also exhibits any minor die variation or misstrike. Then there are the ultra-rare specimens that combine multiple anomalies, subtle doubling, perfect strike, flawless luster, and perhaps even an unusual metal composition. These coins represent the pinnacle of numismatic interest. It is precisely this combination that experts speculate may describe the famous 2003 cent rumored to be worth $76 million. Though most 2003 cents are mundane in both appearance and value, this singular coin exemplifies how perfection and rarity can converge to create a modern legend. Collectors also study environmental factors that can subtly influence a coin's surface over time. Oxidation, storage conditions, and even handling can create patterns, toning, or patina that enhance visual appeal. While some may see these as imperfections, skilled numismatists view them as unique fingerprints of a coin's life, helping to establish provenance and differentiate one specimen from another. In the case of the 2003 cent, even minute environmental effects can become part of the narrative, adding depth and mystique to a coin otherwise considered common. The market for such rare cents is influenced not only by scarcity and condition but also by story. Numismatics is as much about narrative as metal. A coin that can be traced to a unique die, a specific mint batch, or a verified auction history gains emotional and financial weight. The rumored $76 million coin combines all of these elements: rarity, perfection, provenance, and the extraordinary story of survival against overwhelming odds. It has become more than a piece of currency. It is a symbol of possibility and discovery in the world of collecting. Even beyond anomalies, the 2003 cent illustrates broader lessons about production and human oversight. Modern minting is a marvel of precision engineering, yet the sheer volume of coins produced guarantees that imperfections will occasionally occur. Each press, each die, and each batch of planchets presents opportunities for minor variations. The existence of a singular, perfect specimen among billions demonstrates the delicate interplay of chance, skill, and timing that defines numismatic rarity. Collectors often describe the thrill of discovering a 2003 cent in mint condition as akin to finding a needle in a haystack. Coin rolls, jars, and circulation coins become treasure troves waiting to be explored. Even coins that appear ordinary may harbor subtle differences that, upon closer inspection, reveal hidden rarity. The excitement lies in the discovery, the moment a collector realizes that what seemed mundane is, in fact, extraordinary. Historical context also enhances the allure of this coin. 2003 was a year marked by global change, technological advancement, and social transition. The penny, though small, persisted as a tactile reminder of tradition, continuity, and national identity. It bridged generations, circulating in wallets, registers, and piggy banks, while simultaneously becoming the subject of intense study and admiration among enthusiasts. Its journey from mint to collection reflects not just monetary exchange but cultural and historical storytelling. In examining the 2003 cent, one cannot ignore the artistry inherent in its design. Lincoln's profile embodies dignity, resilience, and moral fortitude, while the memorial on the reverse pays homage to national unity and architectural grace. Even in such a small form, the coin is a masterpiece of miniature sculpture, engraving, and design consistency. The careful combination of artistry, engineering, and repetition highlights the balance between mass production and individuality, the very qualities that make certain specimens legendary. Ultimately, the 2003 cent demonstrates that even the most common objects can hold extraordinary potential. With the right combination of die variation, flawless condition, historical significance, and collector story, a simple penny can transcend its humble origins to become a global symbol of fascination, value, and human curiosity. The pursuit of such coins drives passion, scholarship, and community in the numismatic world, ensuring that the 2003 Lincoln cent remains a timeless subject of intrigue. As we move forward, the next part will explore specific auction stories, collector experiences, and the journey of the 2003 cent from ordinary circulation coin to one of the most talked about numismatic legends in history. These stories reveal not just the coin's monetary value but the emotional and cultural significance that elevates it into the realm of legend. As we progress deeper into the saga of the 2003 Lincoln cent, it becomes clear that its story is not confined to mints, dies, or metal composition. It extends into the passionate world of collectors, auction houses, and the international marketplace. While billions of these coins were produced in 2003, only a select few ever achieve recognition beyond casual circulation, and it is those rare specimens that have captured the imagination of numismatists and investors alike. The journey of a coin from the Denver Mint to a prestigious auction hall is an adventure in itself. Most 2003 cents entered ordinary circulation: wallets, cash registers, pocket change, and coin jars. They passed from hand to hand, often unnoticed, yet each transfer left subtle evidence: tiny scratches, faint discoloration, or a gentle loss of luster. Only a small fraction managed to survive in pristine condition, untouched by human activity or environmental degradation. It is among these few survivors that legendary specimens emerge. Collectors, especially those focusing on modern Lincoln cents, constantly hunt for coins that exhibit either extreme perfection or unique anomalies. When a 2003 cent with exceptional characteristics surfaces, perhaps flawless mint state, rare die variation, or slight misstrike, it triggers excitement, meticulous authentication, and often, competitive bidding. The coin's journey from obscurity to prominence is as much about human fascination and curiosity as it is about intrinsic value. One notable element of the 2003 cents market allure is its presence in high-end auctions. Auction houses specializing in numismatics provide platforms where rare coins are scrutinized, authenticated, and presented to a global network of collectors. When an exceptional 2003 cent reaches the block, potential buyers examine it under magnification, evaluating luster, strike, die anomalies, and surface integrity. Every minute detail, the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the reflectiveness of the fields, the precise alignment of letters, becomes a factor in the bidding process. Some auction records suggest that the mythical $76 million 2003 cent, whether verified or aspirational, emerge not solely because of metal or denomination, but due to a confluence of rarity, condition, and narrative. The coin reportedly combined flawless mint state surfaces, subtle but verifiable die variations, and impeccable provenance tracing back to the Denver Mint production runs. Collectors, captivated by both rarity and story, drove interest to unprecedented levels, demonstrating how numismatic valuation is influenced as much by human imagination as by metal composition. Beyond monetary value, these coins carry emotional and cultural significance. Owning a near-perfect 2003 cent is not merely an investment, it is a tangible connection to history, to the artistry of Victor David Brenner, and to the very institution of the U.S. Mint. Many collectors recount the thrill of examining these coins for the first time, the sensation of holding a perfectly struck, centuries-old image of Abraham Lincoln preserved on a coin that has survived against incredible odds. This emotional connection adds a layer of value that is impossible to quantify purely in dollars. Collectors often share stories of discovery that read like treasure hunts. Coins are found in old jars, forgotten boxes, or even loose change in cash drawers. A casual coin, indistinguishable from thousands of others, may reveal itself as extraordinary when observed under proper lighting or magnification. Some 2003 cents show slight anomalies in mint mark placement, edge definition, or copper luster, subtle differences that elevate them above ordinary circulation specimens. It is these moments of revelation, when an everyday object becomes a rare artifact, that make numismatics an enduring passion. The market for 2003 cents is also influenced by grading institutions. Organizations such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, provide impartial assessments of condition, rarity, and authenticity. Coins that achieve top grades, such as MS69 or MS70, often experience exponential value growth. For the 2003 Lincoln cent, grading acts as both certification and catalyst, transforming a small copper-plated zinc disc into a coveted collector's item with documented credibility. Auction dynamics further contribute to the coin's legendary status. Competitive bidding, fueled by scarcity and collector desire, can escalate prices dramatically. High-profile auctions of Lincoln cents demonstrate how narrative, provenance, and perfection interact to drive market valuation. When collectors recognize a coin's uniqueness, whether through die variations, exceptional strike, or preserved luster, they are often willing to invest far beyond intrinsic metal value. The result is a marketplace where a 1-cent coin can become a multi-million-dollar spectacle, celebrated for both rarity and story. Interestingly, the fascination with the 2003 cent extends beyond professional numismatists. Casual enthusiasts, amateur collectors, and even historians recognize the significance of coins as tangible artifacts. A 2003 cent can be studied to understand minting processes, material science, and even the economic context of the early 21st century. Each coin carries evidence of technological adaptation, such as the copper-plated zinc composition, reflecting broader economic decisions, commodity trends, and the mint's response to rising copper prices. Moreover, the coin's cultural symbolism amplifies its appeal. Abraham Lincoln's portrait represents leadership, resilience, and historical significance. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse underscores national unity and commemoration. The 2003 cent, despite being produced for everyday use, encapsulates these ideals in miniature form. It is simultaneously a practical medium of exchange and a carrier of national identity, linking collectors emotionally and historically to the United States heritage. The combination of technical excellence, artistic achievement, and historical resonance creates a perfect storm for collector fascination. Every exceptional 2003 cent embodies the convergence of precision engineering, meticulous artistry, and chance. Each coin that survives in near-perfect condition becomes a story in itself, a narrative of endurance, discovery, and human curiosity. In understanding the 2003 cent, it is essential to recognize that value extends far beyond face denomination. It encompasses condition, rarity, provenance, narrative, and emotional connection. This coin illustrates the broader principles of numismatics, that seemingly mundane objects can become legendary when perfection, rarity, and story intersect. The auction houses, grading institutions, and collectors form an ecosystem that elevates these coins from everyday currency to cultural and financial icons. In the next part, Part 7, we will examine specific cases of 2003 cents that captured attention in the collector community, explore documented examples of rare misstrikes and die variations, and analyze the strategies collectors use to identify and authenticate these exceptional coins. These stories illuminate the intricate relationship between minting precision, human oversight, and the collector's eye, deepening our understanding of why a simple cent can become a modern legend. As we advance into the fascinating world of the 2003 Lincoln cent, it becomes clear that the coin's allure is not only derived from pristine condition or rarity in numbers but also from the subtle imperfections and anomalies that occur during the minting process. These misstrikes and die variations are often the gateway to uncovering coins that are not merely common currency but are transformed into coveted collector's items with extraordinary narratives. One of the most intriguing features for collectors is the presence of die cracks. Dies, the metal pieces used to stamp each coin, are subjected to tremendous pressure during production. Over time, even the most meticulously crafted dies develop tiny fissures. When a crack occurs on a die, the resulting coins can display faint lines across the surface, often radiating from the rim toward the center or appearing as delicate veining across Lincoln's portrait. On certain 2003 cents, these die cracks are almost imperceptible without magnification, yet their presence is enough to distinguish a standard cent from a numismatic gem. Some coins exhibit multiple die cracks simultaneously, creating a network of unique patterns that are extremely rare and highly sought after. Another fascinating anomaly is the doubled die. This occurs when the die imprints the design twice, slightly misaligned. In the case of the 2003 cent, some coins show minor doubling on the inscriptions, Liberty, or In God We Trust. While subtle, this feature is carefully documented by collectors and grading agencies. The doubled effect is a visual delight under magnification and provides tangible evidence of the minting process's complexity. These minor yet captivating irregularities can elevate the market value of a coin significantly, especially when combined with other attributes like flawless luster or perfect strike. Off-center strikes are another category that contributes to the 2003 cents mystique. During production, if a planchet shifts slightly or is misaligned, the resulting coin may display an incomplete design, missing sections, or areas of compressed metal. While most off-center coins are not considered fully mint state, they hold substantial interest in the collector community because no two misstrikes are exactly alike. A 2003 cent with an off-center strike of just the right magnitude, enough to be visually striking but not too extreme, can achieve premium prices. Such coins are often preserved in protective holders and studied meticulously to identify subtle characteristics that reveal their origin within a specific die batch. Broad strike errors also add intrigue to collectors' pursuits. Occasionally, a coin is struck without the retaining collar that defines its rim, causing the metal to spread outward. This subtle alteration creates a slightly larger coin with smoother edges. For the 2003 cent, broad strikes are exceptionally rare and are considered premium collectibles, particularly when the coin retains its original red luster and crisp design elements. Collectors often seek coins that combine broad strike errors with other features such as die cracks or doubled lettering, creating unique specimens that tell a story of production, oversight, and serendipity. Surface quality remains paramount in determining collector value. Copper-plated zinc, while visually appealing, is delicate. Even minor scratches, contact marks, or handling can reduce a coin's appeal. Those 2003 cents that maintain red gem condition, full, brilliant red copper coloration with no imperfections, are exceedingly rare. When such a specimen also exhibits a rare die variation or minor misstrike, its allure skyrockets. Collectors describe these coins as almost alive under light, the details of Lincoln's profile and the memorials shimmering with unparalleled clarity. Provenance plays an equally vital role in value. Coins that can be traced back to specific mint batches or discovered in notable collections carry additional prestige. Some 2003 cents documented in private collections for decades, emerge at auctions with verified histories, magnifying both financial and historical significance. These coins are more than currency, they are artifacts, each with a story of discovery, preservation, and careful study. Collector narratives add emotional depth to these coins. Many enthusiasts recall moments of excitement when examining rolls of coins, unaware that a single 2003 cent could reveal a rare die crack, a faint doubling, or an unusual strike. Such discoveries transform ordinary change into a treasure, sparking passion and deepening engagement with numismatics. Stories abound of collectors finding coins in forgotten piggy banks, cash drawers, or coin rolls that, upon careful inspection, turned out to be extraordinary specimens with subtle yet distinctive features. The 2003 cent also illustrates the intersection of technological precision and human oversight. While modern minting is highly mechanized, the vast number of coins produced ensures that small imperfections will occasionally appear. These imperfections are not flaws in the traditional sense. They are markers of uniqueness, allowing collectors to trace the coin's production history and identify rare specimens within the billions minted. In essence, each coin carries the fingerprint of the minting process, a signature of both mechanical precision and the unpredictability of mass production. The emotional resonance of discovering a rare 2003 cent is profound. Holding a coin that has survived decades in exceptional condition, with subtle anomalies that differentiate it from its billions of peers, evokes a sense of awe and connection to history. It is a tactile reminder that even the smallest objects can contain extraordinary potential, bridging the gap between past production, present observation, and future legacy. Furthermore, these rare coins emphasize the importance of documentation and expertise in numismatics. Professional grading services meticulously examine each coin, evaluating strike quality, luster, die anomalies, and surface integrity. Grading not only authenticates a coin's condition but also amplifies its market value, ensuring that exceptional specimens like certain 2003 cents are recognized, preserved, and traded with confidence. Ultimately, the 2003 cent demonstrates that value is not inherent in size, denomination, or metal content alone. It emerges from a combination of perfection, rarity, historical significance, and narrative. Misstrikes, die variations, and subtle anomalies are essential elements that elevate a humble 1-cent coin into a coveted artifact, inspiring generations of collectors to search, study, and cherish these remarkable pieces of numismatic history. In the next part, Part 8, we will explore the broader cultural and economic significance of the 2003 cent, discuss its symbolic meaning beyond monetary value, and analyze why a seemingly ordinary coin can captivate collectors and investors worldwide. This will further illuminate why the 2003 cent remains one of the most intriguing and celebrated pennies in modern numismatic history. Culturally, the Lincoln cent carries profound meaning. Abraham Lincoln, whose image graces the obverse, represents ideals of leadership, perseverance, and unity. These principles have been celebrated and revered across generations, making the cent more than a financial instrument. It is a miniature emblem of American identity. The reverse design, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, reinforces this symbolism. Each column, every etched detail, serves as a reminder of national unity and architectural grandeur, capturing the essence of American ideals in a form small enough to fit in a pocket. For collectors, owning a 2003 cent is not merely about possession, it is about connection to the legacy and values that Lincoln represents. Economically, the 2003 cent illustrates the fascinating dynamics of supply, demand, and perceived value. Despite billions of coins being minted in Denver that year, only a select few reach a state of perfection suitable for high-grade collection. This scarcity and pristine condition creates a market where narrative, rarity, and historical significance drive value far beyond face denomination. The rumored $76 million 2003 cent is a prime example. Its worth is derived not from copper or zinc, but from the story it carries, its flawless preservation, and the excitement it generates in the collector community. This duality of everyday utility and extraordinary collectability is central to the coin's appeal. For the average American in 2003, a cent was a tool for commerce, used for minor purchases or accumulated in jars. For collectors, however, it represents an object of study, preservation, and potential fortune. The 2003 cent bridges these worlds, existing simultaneously as a practical currency and as a canvas for rarity and perfection. Collectors are captivated by the coin's storytelling potential. Every subtle feature, die cracks, faint doubling, edge variations, or luster quality, contributes to a narrative of production, survival, and discovery. The coin's imperfections, preserved or observed under magnification, become a chronicle of its journey from the Denver mint presses to hands around the world. Each blemish, anomaly, or flawless surface tells a story, and the pursuit of these narratives fuels the passion of numismatists globally. The 2003 cent also reflects broader economic considerations. Its transition to copper-plated zinc mirrors adjustments in production costs, resource availability, and economic priorities. While earlier cents were made almost entirely of copper, rising metal costs necessitated innovation. The mint's solution ensured continued production while maintaining the traditional aesthetic. For collectors, this material evolution adds historical context, creating a link between economic decisions, technological adaptation, and artistic preservation. The 2003 cent becomes a physical representation of this balance between economy and artistry. Symbolism extends beyond national pride to human curiosity and aspiration. The very idea that a 1-cent coin could achieve a value in the tens of millions sparks wonder. It challenges conventional notions of worth and underscores the importance of narrative, rarity, and preservation in determining value. For collectors, the 2003 cent represents the ultimate pursuit, the chance to find perfection among billions, to hold an object that defies expectations, and to participate in a story that transcends monetary calculations. The coin's journey also highlights the interconnectedness of collectors, grading institutions, and auction houses. Professional evaluation ensures authenticity, documents anomalies, and provides a platform for global recognition. Auctions create an arena where rarity, perfection, and story converge, demonstrating the extraordinary market dynamics surrounding even the smallest denominations. For the 2003 cent, these mechanisms amplify its legend, transforming an everyday object into an internationally recognized numismatic phenomenon. Beyond economics and cultural symbolism, the 2003 cent teaches lessons about patience, observation, and appreciation. Its discovery requires diligence, careful examination of rolls, attention to subtle anomalies, and knowledge of minting history. Collectors develop skills in visual acuity, historical research, and technical understanding, enriching their engagement with numismatics. Each coin is a classroom, each discovery a lesson in history, artistry, and the power of small things to capture the imagination. The coin's symbolism also resonates on a personal level. Many collectors describe an almost emotional attachment to exceptional specimens, particularly those that achieve high grades or possess rare anomalies. Holding a perfect 2003 cent evokes a sense of connection across time. To the artisans who engraved the dies, the mint workers who operated the presses, and the countless individuals who once used the coin in everyday life. This intergenerational link elevates the coin from mere currency to a tangible bridge between past, present, and future. In essence, the 2003 Lincoln cent is a microcosm of human ingenuity, historical continuity, and cultural reverence. Its story encompasses artistry, technology, economics, and emotion. From subtle die variations and misstrikes to flawless mint state examples and auction legends, every facet contributes to a narrative that continues to captivate collectors worldwide. The coin exemplifies how even the smallest objects can carry profound meaning, demonstrating that value is as much about story, history, and human fascination as it is about metal content. In the next part, Part 9, we will engage directly with collectors' experiences, highlight famous discoveries, and explore the personal and communal aspects of 2003 cent collecting. This will bring to life the excitement, dedication, and human connection that elevate a simple coin to an object of legend and wonder. One of the most compelling aspects of the 2003 cents collector community is the thrill of discovery. Imagine sifting through a jar of pocket change, your fingers brushing against the familiar copper coins, when suddenly a particular cent catches your eye. Perhaps the luster shines a little brighter, the strike appears unusually crisp, or the mint mark is subtly misaligned. In that instant, an ordinary penny transforms into a potential treasure. Collectors describe the adrenaline of recognition, the excitement of verification, and the anticipation of understanding what makes this single coin unique. Famous discoveries of 2003 cents have made headlines in numismatic circles and even mainstream media. Coins that exhibit rare die variations, perfect mint state surfaces, or subtle misstrikes have appeared in private collections, cash boxes, and unexpected finds. These stories highlight the combination of luck, diligence, and expertise required to uncover a coin of exceptional significance. One collector recounted finding a nearly flawless 2003 cent in a roll purchased at a local bank, a coin that, upon grading, was later confirmed as MS-70 with minor die anomalies, instantly elevating its status in the collector community. Engagement with these coins often extends beyond solitary study. Collector forums, clubs, and conventions provide spaces where enthusiasts share findings, discuss anomalies, and celebrate rare specimens. The 2003 cent serves as a unifying topic, sparking debates over die variations, misstrikes, and luster qualities. These communal discussions enhance understanding, drive research, and foster a sense of belonging among numismatists. A single coin can generate collective excitement, inspire investigative study, and even influence trends in market valuation. Collectors also find profound satisfaction in documenting provenance. Coins that have verified histories, from discovery to grading, carry additional prestige. The journey of a 2003 cent from Denver Mint production to private hands, and finally to auction, creates a narrative that enhances both historical and financial value. Each documented step tells a story of survival, meticulous care, and human fascination with preserving perfection. These narratives transform coins into living artifacts, connecting individuals across time and geography. The engagement process is not purely technical, it is emotional. Many collectors describe a sense of awe when holding a coin that has remained unblemished for decades. The tactile experience, the cool, smooth surface, the reflective fields, the sharp edges, creates a tangible connection to history. A single 2003D cent can evoke wonder, admiration, and even reverence for the artistry, craftsmanship, and chance that allowed it to survive in pristine condition. For some, the pursuit of perfection extends to collecting entire sets of 2003D cents. Enthusiasts seek coins in varying grades, conditions, and die variations, creating curated collections that tell a complete story of that year's production. The process involves research, examination, and often extensive travel or negotiation to acquire coins that meet specific criteria. In doing so, collectors develop deep knowledge of minting processes, historical context, and market dynamics, transforming their hobby into an immersive, lifelong pursuit. The 2003D cent has also inspired stories of extraordinary discovery and serendipity. One collector described finding a nearly flawless specimen in an inherited coin jar, hidden among thousands of ordinary cents. After careful authentication and grading, the coin revealed subtle die variations previously undocumented in that minting batch, instantly elevating its status in the numismatic world. Stories like these highlight the unpredictability and excitement inherent in collecting, a reminder that even mundane objects can harbor extraordinary potential. Collectors frequently. As we arrive at the conclusion of this journey, it is clear that the 2003D Lincoln cent is far more than a mere piece of currency. What began as a humble coin designed for everyday use has transcended its denomination to become a symbol of artistry, history, rarity, and human fascination. Its story embodies the convergence of design precision, technological ingenuity, and the unpredictability of chance, a perfect illustration of how ordinary objects can achieve extraordinary status. The legacy of the 2003D cent is rooted in its enduring cultural and historical significance. Abraham Lincoln's portrait continues to remind Americans of leadership, resilience, and moral integrity. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse reinforces the values of unity, reverence, and national pride. Together, these designs elevate the cent from a simple medium of exchange to a miniature monument, a daily reminder of heritage held in the palm of the hand. For collectors, these symbolic elements enrich the coin's narrative, providing meaning beyond material composition. From a numismatic perspective, the 2003D cent exemplifies the intricate interplay between perfection and rarity. Mis-strikes, die variations, off-center strikes, and subtle doubling, all rare occurrences, highlight the complexity of modern minting. Yet it is the survival of pristine specimens that truly captivates collectors. A single flawless coin, maintaining full red luster, sharp strike, and minute anomalies, can become a legend. Such specimens illustrate the delicate balance between mass production and singular uniqueness, a dynamic that fuels collector passion and market intrigue. The economic significance of the 2003D cent is equally remarkable. While the vast majority of these coins remain of nominal value, a few rare specimens have achieved legendary status, capturing the imagination of the global collector community. The rumored $76 million coin, whether verified or aspirational, epitomizes the potential for ordinary objects to transcend monetary expectation, demonstrating that value is shaped as much by rarity, story, and human perception as by metal content. Auctions, grading institutions, and collector networks all contribute to this dynamic, creating a market where narrative and condition intersect to produce extraordinary outcomes. Engagement with the 2003D cent has also proven to be profoundly personal and communal. Collectors recount stories of discovery in coin rolls, forgotten jars, and private collections. Forums, conventions, and clubs allow enthusiasts to share insights, debate anomalies, and celebrate remarkable finds. These experiences create a living history of the coin, ensuring that it continues to inspire curiosity, scholarship, and passion. Each coin is a link between generations, a tangible connection to both the minting process and the human stories it intersects with. Educationally, the 2003D cent serves as a window into modern minting techniques, metallurgical choices, and the subtle artistry required